Hey, howdy, y'all. Mr. Totio here, with a review for my Final Fantasy week that was, I guess, the second week that I've been playing. And um, if you watched last episode, you know I was kind of down on everything. The story wasn't pulling me, and I just wasn't having the greatest time. But then I discovered that you can do multiple jobs on one character, and it is so much easier to do the second, third, following on jobs than it is to do that first one because having a mount makes a whole heck of a lot of difference. It's really kind of insane how much of a difference it makes. Um, it's I'm having so much fun now. I've unlocked what is it? The Thaumaturge. I've unlocked the Conjurer as well. I'm still rocking my Scholar Arcanist slash Summoner job as well. But I've kind of left my story. The main story quest I think around 34, 35, and I'm trying to level up every other job that's out there for me. Um, Particularly my crafting classes, my gathering classes are insane. I can't, and that's the biggest takeaway in this past week from the first week. I can't get enough of the gathering system in this game. Well, at least the mining and botany. That's actually just fun for me. The fishing is coming along. It's lagging a bit behind, but it's still ahead of my adventuring professions or jobs or whatever they're called. But yeah, I'm having a ton of fun just going through all the different systems that there are, and they're getting even more complex, which is kind of insane. I think I just got my crafting abilities over level 30, and that comes with desynthesis, which is basically just breaking down stuff that you make, find, or what have you for the materials. That's going well. The daily what do they call it, leave meets, or no, the daily provision quest from the Grand Companies reward ridiculous experience. They're very easy to do, and yeah, I've been just running through those quite a bit. Actually, most of my week has been doing the different job quests that appear about every 5 levels for everything, and it's just like, okay, go over here, gather some stuff, make some new stuff, present it to the guild master or customer, and there you go. I mean, even though it's like the same cutscene every time, I'm not even worried about it because I'm just getting the gear or getting the bags of gold or whatever I need to, or gil, sorry, getting the bags of gil and selling all of that stuff. Using my retainers to hold just legions worth of stuff is incredible because it's getting it out of my inventory altogether, and I'm contemplating getting another retainer. I know it's like a $2 or $5 per month kind of addition to a sub fee. I'll have to think about that a little bit more because I'm just having way too much fun sending them on missions. They're pulling stuff that's like level 50 out of nowhere, and it only costs me like one or two of the Grand Company Venture tokens that I can buy because I'm getting thousands of these of these guild seals every day, and these ventures cost I think 200 a piece or something like that. Um, I've also fallen heavy into the hunting log or the hunting challenges for each of my jobs. I need to finish a few more for my Grand Company so I can get promoted again. Kind of hit a bit of a snag there, but I haven't been playing my main job quest that much this week. I'm working on it. I've been actually going through the main storyline quest. Again, trying to get that up to 50 as soon as possible, but honestly, I've seen the characters standing around, and for what, the Red Mage, the Samurai, I think there's another one that unlocks it 50. It may be the Sage. I don't know. That may be an expansion thing. But yeah, I'm seeing a whole bunch of more Radiant quests, and I've started to understand which of the quests are far more important than the others. Yes, it was always marked that way, but you had no idea what was going on. And the fact that I'm on the same character and I can just eliminate this quest altogether, like the level ones, the level twos, or whatever, or I can save them for when I want to change jobs much on later down the line. Um, is quite incredible to me. I do have a second character, but I kind of gave up on doing that. I think a day or two in, I thought I was going to have one for my Twitch stream and one for just personal things, but there's no need to do that. If I want to do stuff off stream, I just change jobs and start working that way. I might start a rogue and turn it into a ninja, but maybe I'll go pugilist, turn it into a monk. I don't know, just for my off-stream personal stuff. But on screen, I mean the number of the duty system every day, the just random group finders, the roulettes, the leave meets, the grand company quests, provisional quests, and oh my god, there's just so many different systems in the game that I see now why a lot of people are infatuated with this game, and it's hard to let go because once it gets its hooks in you and you understand your job and you're actually getting your rotations down and everything's starting to work together, a lot of the criticisms I had before don't necessarily get better, but they definitely fade into the background as concerns. They go from major to minor almost overnight. It is insane how much fun I'm having just simply gathering stuff. I don't know if it's an ASMR thing. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is, but I'm really into it. Fishing, now there's apparently ocean fishing, which is basically a condensed version of it, and you're actually on a mission. I might want to go ahead and try one of those before I completely give up on the class or job. Right now, one of my retainers is also a fisher, and she's kind of filling in for me when I really don't want to do that at all. But that's just my foibles with it. I've never found a game where I like fishing over much. I don't care for the mechanic of fishing in general. And this game is not much different. There's 7 or 8 different fish at a spot. They each have a different kind of bait. Some of them take different times of day. Some of them take different weather conditions overhead. And then it's still all RNG. I remember I was doing one of the fishing job quests, or maybe a leave meet, where I had to catch a particular kind of fish. Yeah, it was a leave meet. I had to catch 3 of a particular kind of fish with a specific bait in a specific area. And it took me 30 minutes to get the 3 that I needed. And then as I was turning it in, it said, oh no, you can repeat this quest 2 more times for more XP. And I'm like, well, you should have told me that at the beginning. I would have just caught 10 and been done with it. And I think that's something where it's a particular code or card in the corner of the quest as they're giving it to you that I just haven't figured out yet. But I haven't seen it for the botany or the mining quests like that. So maybe it's just a fishing thing. I don't know. But aside from that, I'm having way too much fun. It is one of these things where I wake up, I get my work done, and then I'm immediately looking for a reason to go into Final Fantasy quick, fast, and in a hurry. I've also kind of started looking at jumping from one server to another within the data center for the marketplace or the market board. Yeah, that's a whole other hole I could fall down into, because that's a macroeconomics nightmare. That it costs me nothing to move goods and back and forth. Yeah, I could fall into that all day. It's not that I'm having a problem making money. I think I've got I don't know 220,000 in the bank, and I'm not even really trying hard. It's just whenever I get 10K gil, I just give it over to one of my retainers to hold, so I don't go on some kind of mad spending spree. And I really haven't had to do that, short of trying to buy a recipe component or something for one of my crafting classes real quick, because I just don't feel like running 4 zones over in the map right now, or I haven't unlocked that area specifically. Um, but yeah, outside of that, it's easy enough to make the money, particularly when it's going through the job classes that I have been. You're getting the same gear, so I'm just taking the money bags or desynthesizing the same equipment that I'm already wearing. I mean, I going into that. That's yet another system. The materia system in in this game is kind of ridiculous. It comes twofold. One, as you gain experience wearing gear, you get different materia stones that you can remove from the gear, and then there's just putting in, socketing the gear that you're getting with this materia aura or whatever we're calling it, that you've extracted. Doing that whole thing comes with its own little mini game of, hey, if you've got 5 extra pieces you're not using, go ahead and turn it in for some random piece. Go out, get all of your gear, maxed out on its material, extract all of that, go back and play the mini game again. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. That and the golden saucer is kind of ridiculous. I just wish I knew how to play mahjong. I just don't, or at least it's not sinking in well enough. And I'm sure the tutorial is trying its level best, but it's just a wall I've run into. And the fact that there's like, you get 3 scratch-off games every day, the massive weekly lottery system that I think is kicking off in a few hours as the time of my recording this. And then there's like the whole, what is it? Chocobo racing is a thing. Again, the Golden Saucer is just a whole other complex game within this game that I've really gotten into, and I guess I only got little bits and pieces of it last week, but this week it's as I've come to understand these systems, I see the appeal for them, and I find that I have fallen into some of it myself. I'm not saying it was made for me, but it was definitely not designed to keep me away. Again, I wish the whole MSQ was a bit stronger. It's starting to make a bit more. It's starting to get a bit more exciting, but it's still go over here, kill these 10 things, go over there, fight these guys, and there's this mysterious stranger in the background. And I get where it's trying to go. I think I'm on a quest now where no spoilers, but all my friends are dead, and I got to figure stuff out. And it's like, yeah, this better get real good real fast. Like I said, I don't think I've been playing that outside the stream at all. And actually, I should have been streaming more this week, but my work schedules fluctuated ridiculously this week. Yeah, I've had several cases that took off early in the morning. I had a couple that were extremely late in the afternoon. I've had witnesses and clients that were overseas, so it's just been hard juggling all of those time zones and trying to combine game time in it as well. Plus, anything where I'm just doing gathering for large portions of the time, which is the vast majority of my time. I don't want to do that on stream anyway, and that's where I'm having like the most fun in the game, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, 2 weeks into my 30-day trial that came with the Steam starter version of it, And I have to say that this is definitely shaping up to look like it's going to be an ongoing subscription going forward. I have to admit that it is the game around the main quest is really so much fun for me, at least. Hopefully, I'm not burning myself out on that. And I know that normally the cure for that is to roll an alt, but the fact that you can roll an alt on the same character and just try all of that stuff, it's kind of cool because, like the Thaumaturge, I mean, it's about the most basic story, but the thing that really irks me on that is it's the Lulubelle race or whatever, the smaller race in the game. It's all them, and I just have this thing where their walk animation is just not good, in my opinion. So I don't know what to say about all that. That's definitely a me thing. But again, I don't know anything else about the races or really the lore of the game. It's not compelling enough for me to care at this moment, but I really do enjoy each of the jobs that I've discovered. Um, because like the difference between my scholar and my summoner is just enough for me to you know, get the flavor, get the gist of it, roll into it, and then do it again. Particularly when you've got like the Dungeons of the Novice that you can run as you change job roles, because that's really come in handy as I went from DPS to healer. Um, that difference is vast because that's like a whole different set of key rotations, and I'm having to watch different health bars, and the timings are completely different. But even between Summoner and Thaumaturge, there's vast differences in playing a DPS, one type of DPS one DPS job versus another DPS job. My Thaumaturge is more of, okay, I got to figure out, do I want more fire, ice, however, which one do I want to be my free spell coming up? There's a bit more calculations going into that than there is with the summoner. The summoner is basically like, hey, I'm gonna hit you with this thing. 15 seconds later, you're gonna really feel the pain. Um, so it's more of a, okay, just wait till I get my burst DPS up, and then you're gonna feel it. Versus the Thaumaturge, which is, oh no, you're gonna get burst DPS all the time. It's just how much mana is it going to cost me. That being said, though, again, I'm having a ton of fun in the game. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here so I can go play the game. Thank you all for watching. Again, you can catch me playing on Twitch at Mr. TopeTO, twitch.tv/Mr. TopeTO. I wish I could get more of a regular schedule on that, but I'm going to try my level best to be on mostly on the weekends. Mondays seem to be an easier day for me, but I can't guarantee it. And throughout the week, it just depends upon when my work schedule allows it. But I try and be on for like 2 or 3 hours at a time. But yeah, if you go ahead and like, follow, subscribe, wherever you can find me. Again, between Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon, you can find me on all of those places at Mr. TopeTO. And I have to say that my opinion from last week to this week is much rosier on Final Fantasy XIV than it was before. I mean, Square's still doing Square, but I've found some other things to do while it's getting busy doing that. And those other things are keeping me entertained and keeping me busy and keeping me wanting to come back into the game. So I have to recommend it just on that alone. Its subsystems are amazing, if its main quest is not so much. But yeah, that's it for me right now. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sticking around. Go ahead and leave a like or leave your comments on what you think I should be doing in 14. What things I should try. I mean, honestly, I'm looking for any kind of melee class, whether tank or DPS. Any suggestions you got there would be fine. But yeah, that's it for me right now. I got to go log back in now. Mr. TopeTO, end of sketch.